All right, so identity theft. We left off yesterday. We were talking about, your credit and how to keep your credit up, how to make your credit good. So now we're going to talk about people stealing your identity and therefore making your credit bad because they can do things to your credit that you don't want them to do. Okay? So one of the important things is, of course, that they are trying to get your identity for two reasons. One, they either want to get money from you, or two, they are trying to actually legally use your identity. In other words, maybe they are a bad person and they want to do a bunch of illegal stuff, so they want to do it under your name so you get arrested instead of them. Or they're about to get arrested, absolutely, and they want to change their identity. Exactly. So we've all kind of seen this, movies, television shows, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Their goal, of course, again, to require money or goods, okay? Or, again, just get your identity because they need a new one. Okay? The cost of identity theft on average costs the person whose identity is stolen about $1,800. And that cost comes in for them having to get new Social Security cards, new driver's license, change all their accounts. A lot of times there's fees with that, okay? The money that was stolen will be given back most of the time by the banks, or the FTC will pay for it, okay? So let's talk about the tactics that people use to get identities, and I love some of these. Shoulder surfing, that's pretty easy. It'd be like this. So put your password in. See? And they don't obviously do it that blatantly, but what they will do is they'll stand on the side of you or off to the side at the grocery store and pretend they're looking for a pack of gum and really pay attention to your PIN. Or they'll do the same thing. They'll pretend they're writing out a deposit slip at the bank and watch you put your PIN in. Then they'll go and steal your wallet. And now they have your PIN number and your debit card. So now they go get cash out. Okay? So that's shoulder surfing. They're literally just kind of hovering over your shoulder. Okay? Dumpster diving. I love this one. This is fantastic. If and when you become an adult, okay, when you grow up, okay, once you get like your own apartment and stuff like that, my suggestion is to buy a shredder. And no, I don't mean the rat from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean one of these things. And I got to have an example right here. A shredder. It's a nice little device that sits on top of a trash can. Slide your papers through. Okay? Now let me tell you a little story about these because I think this is kind of funny. I worked for a company for a long time that used these things called shred boxes. And what it was just a big box, and it had some nice laminate on it, had a little slit in it, and you would just drop the papers in there. And at the end of the week, this big truck would show up, and this guy would come out, he would bring his little key, he would unlock the box, he'd take the bag, and throw it in the back of the truck, and you would hear this motor go, and all of a sudden you hear this, poof, paper everywhere. All it was an industrial chipper, and it would just shred all the papers. Well, my company thought that this was this brilliant idea that, you know what, we pay all this money to the shred company, why don't we just buy shredders? So they bought 6,000 industrial shredders, one for every location in the country. Now let me tell you something about being a manager and making smart decisions. Never buy your employees a toy. And I'm telling you right now, I ran several locations, and I was there when we opened it. And the first thing we did was start looking through the manual to see how we needed to set it up. Well, in the manual, it says things it can shred. Now, if you are told that a device can do something, what do? Oh, yeah, you test it. Oh, yeah. So it says it can shred 30 pieces of paper. So what do? We went over to opened up a new ream of paper, went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, got to 30, put it through. Gone. We're like, sweet. What else can it do? It says here it can do CDs. Really? Let's find out. Now remember, this was a rental car company. People leave things in cars all the time. We had hundreds of extra CDs lying around. So what do we sit there for a half an hour? I mean, there's just shrapnel everywhere. There's stuff flying all over the place. It was awesome. And then there's the last one. It'll shred keys. And I looked at them like, there's no way. There's no way this thing can shred keys. So you know what we did? We went to Lost and Found some keys that had been there for like 2 months, and put them through there. Oh yes, it'll shred keys. It'll actually even shred one of those things that goes in your visor that's supposed to hold like 12 CDs, full of CDs. Yeah. Don't buy these for your employees. They are toys. I was the manager of 3 or 4 locations, and I went to every location that day and spent at least an hour and a half shredding things. Okay? But on the good side, you should have a shredder for home. Okay? And again, just a small one works fine. And to be honest, I mean, if you don't want to get ripping things up, it's okay. Yes, sir.
By the way,
Shredder's the bad guy. You're right. The rat is Splinter, which is what you get after you put things through the shredder. Splinter. Ah. Okay, so skimming. This occurs really simply. A store employee does this. They come in and they're at their little station, right? And I'm going to check people out all day. So what I do is I bring my own little device. It looks something like a mouse. Or maybe a card slide. Okay? So I bring my own and I plug it into the work computer. And every time somebody comes and pays for something, I go boop, and it slides and it pops up on the work computer. Just like a normal transaction. The difference is, at the end of the day, I take the original one that was supposed to be there, I plug it back in, I leave my desk all nice and neat, and I go home with my little device. The only difference between my device and the one that actually is supposed to be at the counter is that my device has a nice little memory card in it. And it recorded everybody's credit card information that went through that cash register all day long. And now I have everybody's credit card. So me and eBay just became best friends. Okay? Or Amazon. Okay? So that's how they do it. They do skimming. Okay? Pretexting. I love pretexting. This is a little old school. It's not done quite as much, but this is how they do it. They do it really simply. They go, oh, excuse me, Mr. Beery. Yes, this is Johnny Joe from American Express. Yeah, we just we had a little error in our system, and I just want to make sure that we can verify that your credit card number is correct. So you just want to make sure my credit card number is the right one? Yeah, we just want to make sure because we noticed there was some erroneous errors. We're just following up on it. Okay, sure. My credit card number is 710071565, expiration date of 0706. Okay, thank you. You know what, Mr. Beery? It looks like it is the right number. That's fantastic. Thank you very much for using American Express. Have a good day. Click. They just got my credit card number. Now, I know most of you are like, well, not everybody's going to fall for it, but they don't have to have everybody fall for it. They just need some people to fall for it. And then they have, again, your credit card number, your expiration date, and them and eBay and Amazon just became best friends. So pretexting. They are pretexting that they are somebody different. Okay? Phishing. Okay, phishing occurs when pretexting happens online. Send an email. Click, 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 click. You know, this is American Express. This is Bank of America. I just want to verify your account number. Okay. Your bank will never ask you for the account number. The bank has your account number. They don't need it. Okay? It's like a fish asking for water. They've got it. They don't need it. Okay? So the bank just needs normally to verify who you are. Now that they might ask, your name, your social security number, your address, stuff like that. That they may ask for. But your bank will never ask you for your account number. Again, they made the account number. They don't need it. Farming. This one is most used nowadays. And we talked about this a little bit at the beginning of the class. We talked about that thing up there on the board that says HTTPS. Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secured. Your bank and almost every other major institution will have HTTPS. So if you go online to your bank at BofA.com, you want it to say https://www.bofa.com. You don't want it to say HTTP. Because the HTTP site is going to look just like the BofA site, except for when you put your password in your login in, it's going to say, sorry, could not access your account. Please try again later. And what really happened was that site just recorded your login and password, and I'm sitting on the other end, and I take your login and password, I go on, and I either write myself a check or I do a bank transfer. Because if I'm going to get everybody's BofA account, I have an account at BofA. If I'm the bad guy, and I just transfer money from your account to my account, then I close the account. And I just got all your money. So farming. Be careful when it comes to farming. Same thing when it comes to not just your bank sites, but make sure when you if you're going to buy stuff on Amazon, eBay, Macy's, or any of those sites, make sure it's HTTPS. All the major corporations have secured sites. Okay? Abusing legitimate access to records. If you are the head of the HR department, you have access to everybody's information. I'm a teacher. Teachers have to be vetted by the Bureau. We have to give our fingerprints and all that stuff and make sure that we're not like criminals. Because I have access to a lot of your information, right? I can find out where you live. I can find out your social security number, your state ID number. I can find out all sorts of stuff, or just all sorts of stuff. I mean, all your information is there in Infinite Campus. Yeah. That's why teachers are vetted. That's why teachers, along with people that work in HR departments and people that work in payroll, are normally the most trusted people in the company. Because everybody in payroll, think about payroll. The payroll department even here has my social security number, my driver's license number, my fingerprints on file. They also have my bank account number because I gave them that and the bank routing number to set up my direct deposit. They have everything. That's why, again, you have to be careful with people who you put in charge or who is in charge of your HR department. Okay? It has to be somebody that company trusts. Exactly. I know. It's a balance, and it's not always easy. Okay. So crime rings. Obviously, crime rings do these tactics, okay, where they go around and they'll have 2 or 3 people working, and they'll try to get different pieces of information from you, and then they bring the information together and they can steal your identity. Violating your mailbox. It is a federal offense for anybody to take mail out of your mailbox. It's also a federal offense, just to let you know, for you to put anything in somebody else's mailbox without the express consent of the mail service. So even if you're handing out flyers, okay, not allowed to do that. I don't know about on. You can put it on a door, but that's trespassing in some cases. Shielding personal information at home. Remove items that contain your social security number. And if you have your social security card, don't carry it with you. I have my wallet with me today, which is actually a miracle because I normally forget it at home. Okay. Has my driver's license in it, has my credit card, has this nice little thing from Target. Cool, I can go buy something. Does not have my social security card in it because I don't want them together. If somebody steals my wallet, I don't want them to have my social security card and my driver's license. Document your accounts. You want to make sure that you have documentation. I would suggest buying a safe, a small safe for your house. Buy a shredder. Don't have your social security card printed on your checks. Okay? Or on your ID badge. Okay? And again, shop online on secured sites.